Hey guys, it's Skylar. Welcome back to this channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video because we're going to be talking about something pretty important. This is going to be a little bit off subject for what I was planning on doing in my portion of the channel, but you know, like this has been on my mind for a little while, and so I thought I would go ahead and talk about it. So let's just get started. Okay, and also before we start, I wanted to thank you all for sending in your submissions for like suggestions for videos. If you have any more, that would be really helpful. I think I'm going to be taking one of those next week. So if you have one, just go ahead. You can DM us on Instagram. I'll have that in the description down below. Or you can comment on this video. That'll be really easy. Just go down there, comment, and while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe because that's really cool too. But yeah, so basically how I wanted to start this and how I got to thinking about this is there's a whole lot of like differences in the world, and it seems like nobody can agree on anything, but I wanted to kind of shed some light on that and like suggest to y'all how we can celebrate our differences instead of attacking each other for them. Okay, so in Genesis 1:26-27, it says, "Then God said, 'Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the sky, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on this earth.' God created man in his own image, and the image of God he created him. Male and female he created them." So yes, we're all created in the image of God, and so we're like, everybody knows we're all different. So that proves, like, to me, that makes me think about how like some people, whether it's their physical attributes or like the way that their character is made up, like everybody's different, you know? And that just, like, to me, that makes me think that like how great God is, and like how he created all of us differently but all in his image, and so that he's just like everything. He had us rule over the earth knowing that we would sin, and then in Genesis 3 is when it all kind of went south. That was when sin came into the world, and like we're all sinners, so why would we attack other people for their sin? You know, like how do you justify that in a way? Like, even if you were raised in the church and you're like this model child or whatever, you're such a great person or whatever, but you still have sin in you. We're all born with sin. And so how can we attack or shame other people for the way that they sin? Like, we're sinners, and I don't know if I would say condemning, or I don't know. We're sinners, and we're attacking other sinners for the way that they sin. Like, that doesn't make any sense. And so obviously, even if you're in the church, you have no room to like judge anybody else. And so instead, I think that we should help people to like try to live a better life instead of attacking them for what they're doing now. And also, if you're like commenting on the way somebody looks, or if you're talking about them, you're talking about like the offspring of God. Like, if you're saying, well, that person's ugly, I don't like them, like you're talking bad about somebody that God created and saying that he like didn't do something right, because like they're not made like you. And even if you attack yourself, you shouldn't do that, because like you should have confidence in yourself, and you should love everybody around you, because God loves us enough and he always forgives us. Like, I don't understand how we could like not love everybody else. If we're supposed to be showing the love of God, but we're still condemning others and talking about others, how does that make any sense? Like, I also like to address the last part in the verse where they talked about, or where God talked about how he made man and woman in his image, and so God is strong, and he's also a caretaker, and he's all of these things, and so he separated some characteristics for men and women, but that doesn't, like, you don't have to be so like strict towards it, if you get what I'm saying. Like, a woman can be strong and a man can be sensitive. like we can all just like have all of these characteristics of God, and he gave them all to us, and so we should use them in a way that spreads positivity and love to everybody. Okay, so I hope that you got something good out of this video and you understand where I'm coming from. If you have any further questions, you can DM us on Instagram and ask those questions. I'll be glad to answer and clear anything up that you didn't understand. I hope that I got my point across pretty well, but thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up, and leave any more suggestions in the comments or on our Instagram. Thank y'all. Bye!